Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series of cyber security. In today's topic, we are going to see about SQL injection. Myself, M.Naveenraj, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE SNS College of Technology. So, introduction to SQL injections. This PPT focuses on SQL injection, one of the most dangerous web application vulnerabilities. SQL injection is a type of code injection attack that targets databases. Since almost all modern applications like banking apps, college portals, shopping websites uses databases, SQL injection becomes a major security threat. Okay, the developers often want quick development results, focus mainly on functionality, think security is complex and time consuming, and unaware of real world attacks impact. So when developers directly connect user input to database queries without validation, they unknowingly create vulnerabilities, right? So example, they test only. Does login work? Yes. They forget to test what if someone enters malicious input. This mindset leads to insecure database handling. So here the core problem we consider is applications are vulnerable because developers lack awareness of SQL injection and security database handling practice. This SQL injection does not happen because database are weak. It happens because input is not validated, queries are built dynamically, no parameterization is used, no secure coding standards are followed. The security is ignored at coding stage. Then software vulnerability is nothing bad. Vulnerability is almost a weakness in the application that attackers can exploit. In SQL injection, the weakness exists in how SQL queries are constructed. The examples of vulnerable code logics are query. Application builds query like unwanted codes inside the code. Select from users where username equal to input and password equal to input. If user input is not filtered, attackers can manipulate it. Similarly, what is SQL injection? It is a code injection attack. Malicious SQL queries inserted via user input. Database is tricked in executing unauthorized commands. So user input field directly added into SQL query, then database executes it. Various impacts are data modification, data deletion, unauthorized data access, identity theft, full database compromise, legal and financial loss. And then how this SQL injection works? The first step is user enters input in login form. Then second step is application directly adds input to the SQL query. Third is database executes manipulated query. Then what is your fourth step is attackers gains unauthorized access. So this is the way they are following. Then examples are, suppose login query is some code, select from users where username equal to admin and password equal to 1234. If attacker enters, then he will change the username into admin or 1 equal to 1 under the single quotes. This query becomes select from users where username equal to admin or 1 equal to 1. Since 1 equal to 1 is always true, database returns all users. Login bypass, this is SQL injections. Okay, what are the various types of SQL injection? Classic SQL injection, blind SQL injection, time-based SQL injections. Okay, then in classical SQL injections, also called error-based SQL, attacks directly manipulates query, the database errors and reveal informations. The examples are application displays SQL error messages. Then blind SQL injection, there is no visible error message. Attackers infer information based on the application behavior, true false response. Example, if page loads differently when condition is true, harder to detect but it is still dangerous. Then time based SQL injections are attackers use database delay functions. If condition is true, then database delays response. Attackers measures response time to extract the data. Very advanced techniques. Then what is how to prevent this SQL injection is input validations, stored procedures, parameterized queries. These are least privileged database access, regular security testing. Okay, So you can take the case study of online exam portal where student stores students marks here. Use direct SQL queries in login. So where can SQL injection occur? The login page, search feature, marks update forms. So this is an example of this SQL injection. Thank you.